All right, going to check out this Heritage Rough Rider in 22 WMR and 22 Magnum today. I've featured a few of these on the channel before, but always in 22 long rifle. This one, as I said, 22 Magnum. It's a 6 or 6.5 inch barrel, 6-shot, single-shot revolver. Again, by Heritage. And these, if you get them with just the Magnum cylinder like this one has, best price is usually about 150, in some places up to about 200 or even around 220 depending on where you shop. Okay, but around here best prices I'm finding is about 150 for the Magnum. You can get the 22 long rifles. Sometimes they have sales on them, they're like $100, but usually they run like 120, 130. And if you get one of these with one chamber or the other, they also sell them where it comes with both cylinders. But you can pick up the extra cylinder for like another 30 bucks, I think, or something. They usually come with a coupon. It knocks $10 off the price for the other cylinder if you want. If you got a Magnum and you want a 22 cylinder, or if you got the 22 and you want the Magnum cylinder. But this one came just Magnum, and I actually picked this up locally. Seen this listed for 100 bucks with exactly 144 rounds of ammunition. And this thing looks brand new, so they had 3 separate packs, not these exact 3. And it was missing exactly 6 shots. That's why it was 144 shots. So I think they bought 150 rounds of ammo for it, loaded it up, shot it once, one cylinder, and that was it. So it's basically a brand new gun. Like I said, with these being $150 to $200, 22 mag is averaging like $15 a box right now. I got like a $200 value for 100 bucks there, so you can't beat that. I wasn't really looking at getting another one of these, but I wasn't going to pass that deal up, so here we are. Now, but this is the ammo we're going to put through it today. I got this 22 WRF, which is actually a slighter, shorter version of the Magnum, or at least that's how I describe it. I got this on accident once thinking it was 22 Magnum, because I was like, oh yeah, those are mags, those are not 22 long rifle, but the Magnums are actually a hair longer. But I should be able to shoot these through my revolver here, no issue. Then we got some Maxi Mag 40 grain hollow points, and then the Federal 50 grain hollow points. And I got some more boxes of the stuff over there. But these are about as cheap as they come, guys. So you have fixed sights with this. So there's your front blade there, and then you just kind of got this little cutout in the receiver or the frame or what have you. So that's your sight pictured there. It's kind of hit or miss with these sometimes, at least in my experience. Sometimes you get them and they'll hit dead on. Sometimes they'll be low or high, sometimes left or right. You can kind of adjust the left and right if you grab that front blade there. If I could get a freaking focus with some pliers, and you can bend it one way or the other to shift your impact left or right if you have that issue. But as far as if it's hitting high or low for you, you're just going to have to set that front blade either higher in the notch or lower in the notch like that to adjust your point of aim there. So hopefully this one's a fair, relatively straight shooter. We'll find out here. So I'll start out on this shoot and see here, see where our point of impacts are. Maybe we'll be able to knock some steel down with the extra punch of 22 mag. 22 long rifle usually struggles, especially one shot at a time. That was the other thing too, especially when they come with different cylinders, because if you have the 22 long rifle cylinder, you can shoot short, long rifle. Usually the higher velocity rounds will impact higher, whereas the lower velocity rounds will get closer to being dead on as far as height goes, or if you're shooting like shorts, they're even a little bit low. So if you have a 22 long rifle cylinder one, you can adjust your point of impact, even just using 22 long rifle going between subsonic, high velocity, and hyper velocity. That can kind of help you with the whole up and down thing as well. And then I've always heard the guys that they get the Magnum cylinder for their 22 long rifle version, or if it comes with the Magnum cylinder, the Magnum only shoots generally a couple inches high compared to the 22 long rifle. So with this one coming only as 22 Magnum, I don't know if that's going to be any different or not, but we'll find out here. So I was loading up here and found an issue. This might have been why it was so cheap. So these guys did me dirty. They shot it. There were 6 rounds missing out of the 150, so they definitely knew this was an issue. See that chamber in the cylinder there? It's got that defect on the right side. I cannot get a shell in that cylinder, so I'm either going to, of course I lose focus now, either going to have to take care of that myself with a little attachment on a Dremel, or send this cylinder back to, I believe it's Taurus now. Bought this company out, get that chamber corrected there. So I guess we're doing 5 shots today instead of 6 because I can't get one in that chamber, in that cylinder there. So naturally this is a 6 shot. Muzzle blast on that guy with a 6.5 inch barrel is nothing, so it must have been one of the shorter ones I shot that, well, I was like, dang, that's got some blast to it. So other than that first shot I pulled off to the left there, you can see I was aiming at that top red dot. It's actually dead on, not only dead on, but a tack driver. So I'm showing you a little bit reverse order here, but for anyone who's not familiar, you have a half cock here, 2 clicks. I wish I could get a focus. There we go. And then you push your little ramrod here. Well, helps if you angle it the right way. To eject your spent cases. Okay. And then to load her up. Of course, you have to have this loading gate out. Pretty simple. And these do have a safety, which a lot of people don't like because they think it ruins the looks, and you know, original revolvers don't have that, but you do have a safety on this as well. So you see it push that hammer up there, up out of the way, it gets it off your cartridge. So I was wondering about this earlier. I found another chamber right next to it. Has a similar mark, but not as large, so it's not causing me any issues there. And you notice they're kind of like perfectly round. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's from dry firing it. So I don't know if the guy just like dry fired the crap out of it, but if you think if he did that, then it would have him on each cylinder, each chamber here. So I'm going to try some. I'm going to stick this in, dry fire it on one specific cylinder, or I keep saying cylinder, one specific chamber in the cylinder that does not have a mark, and see if we get a light mark, see if that's what the issue is there. But it'd be kind of weird unless he only dry fired it twice and that was the results. So I know I probably shouldn't, but I want to know the answer to that. So I'm going to dry fire it on one of these chambers that are unaffected and see if it becomes affected. Because if those marks are from dry firing it, not only does that speak a lot for the quality there, but also I don't think if I send this back, they're going to replace it. If they're like, oh, well, yeah, you shouldn't have been dry firing it, dummy, even though it wasn't me. But let me get this back in here and see real quick. Wow. We got 3 marks now, so that's exactly what it is right there. That is some cheapo metal there. So I don't know if that's typical of these. I swear I've dry fired the other ones I had in the past and never had that issue, but that's what's causing it. We have 3 marks now, so that's from dry firing. So I might check with them on their policy about that. Maybe this is a subpar cylinder for some reason or something. The firing pin looks fine, so it's not being damaged or anything from that. But that's crazy that that cylinder is that soft. So like I said, I'm pretty sure I dry fired the previous 22 long rifle versions I've had and never had that issue. I never had any issues with loading any in the chamber, and I know I've dry fired at least some of them, at least some times. I thought about it after leaving the range, and I had always just dry fired it with the safety on, which you are able to do because it doesn't allow the hammer to impact the firing pin. But I'll just fix it with my Germ. It'll only take a few seconds. I guess that'll do it for this one. Short and sweet today. I guess you get what you pay for, but... So aside from that, she's a good shooter. I can't show you now without putting some empties in there, but the trigger on these are always really good. Crisp, clean break. There's never any creep or travel or anything. And fairly light on the pull, too. Yeah, it's like... I don't know, about like a 3.5 pound trigger, so nice crisp triggers on these. So this one's a good shooter. She's dead on for me, but I'm kind of bummed out about the whole cylinder issue there with the dry firing. Again, I'm sure it probably says somewhere in the manual don't dry fire them, but I mean, it's crazy that one drop of the hammer can completely mar the cylinder, the specific chamber that it's dropped on, to where you cannot get around in after that. I say usually the issue with dry firing a 22 is that you mess up the firing pin, not that you're going to mess up the cylinder. That's crazy. Thanks for watching, guys. If you want to get yourself any of the products you see me use in the videos, links in the description. Catch you on the next one.